Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We're so excited to see you. Happy March, everybody. Happy March, whatever you want to call it. Trisha Bless is calling it Magnificent March. I know there's Miracle March. I know it's March Madness. I stole an idea from a sales director that said a multiplication March, and I'm loving it. I'm going with multiplication March. So whatever works for you, we are glad that you are on. And it's the Final Four. It's the Final Four. Who's excited about the Final Four? The championship season, as Sean Key called it. I love it. March to expansion, Diana. Ooh, you're fancy. I love it. Yeah, you can do so much with March. I love it. Okay, so you guys, let's do some recognition. Let's do some recognition. If your unit produced between 5,500 and 99.99, I want you to type it in the chat because we are going to celebrate our bonus achievers. So who did between 5,500 and 99.99? Type in your number. Type in your number. Let's get excited. Who reached between 5,500 and 999? Yay, Brooke. Yay, Libby. Now, no, if Nancy, stop putting things in here. I did not say over 10,000. I said between 55 and 999,999. We got to have some suspense here. Okay, sisters. Yay, Nicole, you bonus. Diana, over 6,600, 7,600. This is awesome. This is awesome. Betty Lord Hillman, 9,800. Sister, next time you get to 9,800, you sell enough to get to 10,000. Do you hear me? You do not stop at 9,800. All right. Okay. All right. We're good on that. Okay. All right. Betty Lord knows it. She knows I love her. So she knows I can tell her that. All right. Anybody else? All right. Here we go. Between 10,000 and 18,000. If you did between 10 and 18,000 and you are getting on the $10,000 Zoom next week. Yay, Samantha, 10,875. Anyone else between 10 and 18,000? Becky, 12,447. Congratulations. All right, anybody else? Haley, 10,680. I saw you, girl. You were going for it. This is awesome. Anybody between 10,000 and 18,000? Type it in the chat. Going once, going twice. Anybody else between 10 and 18,000? Borman unit did 11K. Woohoo! This is exciting. All right, here you go. Oop, Kim just put in the chat. Fill that out. If you hit over 10,000, you will get the secret Zoom information. All right, Joe, over 11,000. Nikki Bartel, over 11,000. This is what I'm talking about. Way to go, guys. Doing Equinox and beyond. Okay, all right, now, all right, here we go. Big girl time. Are you guys ready for this? This is Cadillac production. Who's doing between 18 and 27? Let's type this in the chat. Who's got between 18 and 27,000? Woohoo! Nikki Hill, 20,453. Running over that $20,000 mark. Who else between 18 and 27,000? All right, here we go. There's Nancy, 22,800. Way to go. Woo! Brandy, 23,400. Yay. Anna, 20,454. Isn't it fun to be in the space of these big, big thinkers and doers? Congratulations. Anybody over 23,400? Are we missing anybody? Are we missing anybody? Yay, congratulations, Brandy. Brandy, can you unmute and share with us one tip about how your unit did 23,400? Inquiring minds want to know. Can you unmute, Brandy?
Yes. Hi, Heidi. I'm in the middle of putting on my makeup, so you don't want to see what I look like.
Okay, just give us, Brandy, tell us one thing that helped your unit hit that.
I'm doing Erin Marlowe's skin analyzer, so that was good. And then also 15-minute messenger pop-ups.
I love how everybody has a different plan. Oh my goodness. Okay, Brandy, my question to you is how big's your unit?
We are non-T's about 130.
130 non-terminated. Okay, you guys, there you go. Unit size. Who could get excited about a unit size of 130 and be hitting 23,000? Let's do it, you guys. Let's do it. It's all about unit size. Congratulations, Brandy. We are so excited for you. Okay, so let's talk about team building. Let's talk about team building. If you had any personal team members, let's just do personals. Type it in the chat. How many personals did you have in the month of February? Let's get excited about personal team members. Nancy had 3, a bronze medal. Brandy had 1. Deborah had 1, Nicole had 1, Diana had 2, Susan had 3, Deb had 3, Libby had 3. I love it. Haley's sister finally said yes. Woohoo! Lauren had 4. That's a silver medal. I love it. Mira had a personal. This is so exciting. Nikki Bartel had 1. Anybody else have personal team members? Personals? Anybody else? All right, excited about those personals. Way to go, you guys. Okay, well, I want to know who's gold medaling this month with the $20 starter kit. Hello. If you were in Engage to Elevate, and Kim, can you put it in here? put in the hotline number, call in the hotline. I talked about the value of the starter kit. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but call into the hotline so you can see the value. We know it, but sometimes you got to need to hear it again. Okay. Have your people call into it. Samantha already has 2 personals this month. Mira's going for 13 this month. I love it. Okay. Unit team members who had 5 or more unit team members in the month of February. I want to see 5 or more. Type in if you had 5 or more unit team members. Kim just put the hotline number in there. Call it, send it to your people. Libby had 5 new. Congratulations. Anybody have 5 or more? 5 or more, 5 or more, to infinity and beyond. Anyone else have 5? Anybody else have 5 or more? Libby Carlson, sister, you're the queen. Unmute. Tell us what you did to have 5 new unit members.
Hey, Heidi. Well, I basically had a really terrible recruiting in December and January, and I was just like, okay, this has got to change because, as we know, when your unit is small, everything sucks. And so 5 was a big deal for me. Like that, I know that for like a lot of people who recruit all the time, but 5 was that was like, I'm like, okay, I'm getting to 5. This has got to happen. And so yes, we're super grateful for 5, and this month we're going for 10 because you can't get to 10 unless you start somewhere. So
that's exactly right. Well,
yes.
Girl, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but I love how we love to compare ourselves to other people when there's no comparison. You're literally the queen of unit members on here. You have all of these people on here, and you are literally the queen. So you don't have to talk about, I know other people are used to doing, no, they're not. No, they're not. If they were, we would all be in a different place. So we are celebrating your 5 new unit members. Congratulations, Libby. Thanks for leading the way. And you guys, she set a goal and she didn't let herself off the hook with it. She didn't let herself off the hook. So let's do that ourselves. Let's not let ourselves off the hook for whatever your goal is. And don't compare your goal to anybody else's. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know what Arlene Lenars used to say? She used to say, if she would be so great, she would be so great. We always talk about how people are going to be so great, like, oh my gosh, she'd be so great. And Arlene Lenars would say, if she would be so great, she'd be so great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys, you simply be great. You are great. Congratulations, Libby. Okay. So you guys, we have a guest speaker on tonight. And no, it is not nighttime yet. Even though I've been working a lot already today, it is seriously only the middle of the afternoon. Woohoo. Okay. So Nancy Polish had put into, well, first of all, you see Nancy Polish did over $22,000 in production this month. So that's exciting. But also, you guys, you were wondering how she was doing so great in the Voxer group. And so I thought, well, you know what? It's the last day of the month, and we are not going to be talking about what Nancy's doing right now because I want you to focus on what you need to do. And so I reached out to Nancy, and Nancy shared with me what she's doing. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the accolades about Nancy, and then we're going to have a 20-minute, 30-minute conversation about what's going on. So you guys, Nancy has done the Circle of Excellence 3 times. 3 times she's led her unit to over the $650,000 unit club. 18 times they have done over $500,000 or higher. That is so amazing. She is 1 month away. They're going to finish their 13th pink Cadillac this month. And she has been a runner-up to the Queen of Personal Sales 3 times in her division. Wow, Nancy, that's amazing. And your haircut is super cute, super cute. We're so excited to have you on here. But you guys, here's what I want to share with you. You're going to get an idea, okay? And just like we all know, there are so many ideas out there. And so, first of all, what I want you to listen to with an open heart and an open mind, and just not discount or just jump into anything without being discerning. And you guys are all leaders, so you can be discerning with things, all right? And knowing that, wow, that's awesome, and this is exactly what I needed, might be what you're going to say, or you're like, wow, a part of that is exactly what I needed to hear. Or maybe you're like, I am so excited for Nancy, but not today. Not today, but I've got that for the future. I've got that for some of my team members, okay? Because we don't always listen to something with an ear just for our own business, but we listen to it with an ear for someone who might be coming into our organization who might want or need to do something differently than we do it. So I want you to take notes. I want you to listen to this with an open head and an open heart. And so, Nancy, this is something that you had actually started years ago, just a little differently. And as we often do, right, we go back and go, what was I doing that was working well, and why did I stop? So let's start with that. Tell us how you started whatever you're doing. Take it away.
10 years ago, I just got the notion that I wanted people to have the opportunity to try the product for more than just a second, a hot minute at a facial, at a virtual or in-person appointment. And this was long before virtual, but something that I have always loved to do is I've loved to work from home, and I've loved to be in my space and not have to travel a lot. And so before virtual was even a thing, I was trying to figure out ways that I could get the product out in mass ways and still get to be a stay-at-home mom, still be able to pick him up from school after every afternoon and not have to travel a lot. Well, when I started doing this, it's what I call a skincare trial. I was sending out actually the full size set of skincare, mostly repair sets, and giving them 21 days to try the product. Well, there were so many things wrong with that, and I see that now, but the results I got then were amazing. They just weren't sustainable. And so what happened was, if they loved the product, they got to keep it at a discount. The problem is after 21 days, they were already starting to be depleted on some things. And I think they got a little salty about having to buy something that they had been technically getting to use for free. Then if they didn't use it, I was out the whole repair set or the whole skincare set. So then I started returning things to the company. Well, then I got a little pushback from Mary Kay, understandably so. That was never how it was designed for us to utilize the return program. And so a few weeks ago, well, actually early September, I just started really, as Heidi said, going back through what has worked for me in the past. And I still am committed to the idea that if they have an opportunity to try this product longer than just like a 5-minute, experience, and I have an opportunity to work with them for longer than that, it gives me the opportunity to build a relationship. And that's what I've kept going back to is I don't want to be anybody's cash register. I don't want them to make a courtesy purchase at someone's party just to be nice. I want to build a relationship, and I want them to purchase products that make sense, that work for them, and that will ultimately cause them to want to come back and utilize my services again and again and again. So I went back to the idea of the trial, and I tweaked a little bit. And so when I started doing these in September, I asked people to be a part of a field trial that I was conducting, and I sent them the go set of whatever skincare regimen I deemed to be a good fit for them. I sent them the go set. I sent them a mini oil-free eye makeup remover, so the deluxe mini. And then I mostly did these CDS. So with the CDS, I got a free sample of the peel, free sample of the microdermabrasion, if I sent them out a repair set. If I sent them out the Mary Kay skincare or the Mary Kay Time-Wise skincare, I sent them out a charcoal mask instead of the peel. So I was sending those out. Still a little cost prohibitive in that sending that out on CDS was running anywhere from about $28 to $30. And so I was getting amazing results, but I really wanted, about the first of the year, I really wanted to tweak and create a wider profit margin. Now, keep in mind that one of the things that I have been really camping out on is that I don't have gas. I'm not driving that, to an appointment. I don't have that expense. I don't really have the time expense that I would sitting around someone's kitchen or dining room table for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So all of that balanced out for me, whatever upfront cost there was, even if it was a $28 to $30 investment. But I still wanted to work to get a better profit margin. When I started doing this in September, maybe it was my insecurity, but I felt like I had to give them a higher percentage off if they decided to try the product and purchase full size. And I love offering some kind of a discount, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, because as you follow up with them, it gives you a little bit of leverage when you offer a discount. But I realized that I didn't have to offer as significant a discount as I was offering in the beginning. So here's where we've landed.
Okay, I love this. Okay, I'm gonna interrupt just a second.
No, please.
So you guys, I wanted Nancy to share the process that she shared with me when I reached out to her for a couple of reasons. Number one, you guys, when you try something, it's going to evolve. it's going to evolve, and you're going to learn and you're going to grow. You're going to see what the cost effectiveness is, and you're also going to see what the if it's reproducible, and so that's also what you've landed on as you're coming to the next step of what has been working now, because not only is this cost effective and you can do it, but now your key people can do it. Okay, so you went from full size years ago to the Go sets, and now what are you doing, Nancy?
Okay. And Heidi just made a great point, is that I wanted this to be duplicatable, because if this is how I'm finding my new team members, I wanted it to be a platform that they now were familiar with, that they could turn around and duplicate in their new Mary Kay business. So I think that's always important, because however you found them will be how they try to execute the business.
So true.
And
So true.
So let me just say this. And again, maybe this speaks to a little insecurity, but we all know the woman you reach out to that is a scary lady. She's using the bougiest of skincare, and we all know that ours measures up, right? Ours doesn't cost the same, so it's not bougie in that respect. But in terms of result and quality, it is absolutely can, hang with anybody. So I will still say that if she's a scary lady and I want this to look super upscale, she still gets the Go set. Some of these people, I kind of, figure this all out, that I want it to look a little more official, right?
Got it.
The other thing that I will say is that I have camped out on the idea of this still coming from CDS, because even if I mail it from my office, it's about a $4 to $4.50 shipping cost, because I put it in a cute pink envelope and I dress it all up. I can ship it from CDS for $5.95. And in my opinion, it just looks more like an official field trial.
Yeah.
It looks like it's actually coming from corporate. And I kind of like that. So whether it's the Go set, whether it's what I've landed on as my general rule now, either way, I kind of like it going CDS. So what I'm doing now is, it had gone from 21 days when I sent the full size set years ago to when I reinstituted this in September, it was just a 7-day trial. I wanted, from a revenue aspect, from the cost I had invested to a cost, getting the return on my investment, I wanted to see my ROI turn around from that 21 days to 7 days. At the suggestion, one of my offspring, she suggested, okay, maybe that 7 days is even a little long. What if we did it as a 5-day trial? And I have to say, I think that was brilliant, because what I'm doing now is I'm sending them 5 strips of whatever skincare they're getting, and they can make a strip last about a day. Mary Kay will still send 2 free samples. Even if you just order paid samples, they'll send 2 free samples with a CDS order. So I'm still sending the peel and the microdermabrasion, or the microdermabrasion and the charcoal mask, again, depending on the set that they're utilizing.
You don't need anything.
I love that. And now it's taken my cost, my upfront cost, down to about $11, $10 to $11. So that's huge. And now I'm only offering a 15% discount if they opt to purchase full-size products, instead of what I was offering in September at the 25%. So all of that has increased my profit margin greatly. But here's the beauty of this, and here's what's working better than anything I've ever had work ever in my entire 37 years in Mary Kay. I am reaching out to people who had completely ghosted me in the past about every other thing I've ever asked them to do. And they're saying yes. What else I'm loving is that in this time frame, and I can kind of walk through with you what my process looks like, but in this time frame, I am not just sending the samples and praying to God that they actually follow through. I have executed a distinct process that goes over this span of 5 to 8 days, whatever that looks like, and I'm building a relationship. And because I'm building a relationship over this period of time, during that week or a little longer, they're beginning to know me, love me, and trust me. And we all know that when they know you, love you, and trust you, they'll do anything with you. You know what? I actually have, somebody just asked for my scripts. I have this all on boards. I have a whole board on it. So I guess, Heidi, I could share the board with you, and then you can share it with everybody. Okay. Yeah. So it's all on boards.
So when you're said about this, what I thought to myself is like, this is the way that you're totally running your business now. This is the way that, is that a true statement? You're 100% running your business this way?
Yep. I've been
Okay,
doing
so you
about
guys,
50 to 75 trials a month.
okay, so she's doing 50 to 75 trials per month. So this could be something where you're like, this is totally what I want to do. I saw Lauren put in here, oh my goodness, I love this so much. Well, Lauren's going to have a baby like in 2 weeks. And so she's like, how do I keep the momentum going? This could be a perfect way for her to keep this momentum going totally from her home with that baby, right? But for some of you, you're like, well, I love my hydro sessions, right? I'm doing my hydro sessions, or I love my in-persons. But did you just hear what she said? That these are especially working for people who have said no to everything else, who won't get on a virtual session with you, right? Who won't do an in-person, but they would do this field trial of this product, field trial, actually doing it for a number of days. So you guys, maybe it's not what you're going to 100%, but maybe it's what you're going to for those people that you can't get them to anything else. That can just be another avenue.
Do you
So
know
Nancy,
what I love, Heidi, is it's
yeah.
not pinning them down to an appointment. And so for women who are extraordinarily busy, they're doing this. And here's what I love is it doesn't take me any time. They're washing their face morning and night per my instructions, and I'm off living my life or reaching out for more field trials. They're not busy, too busy to wash their face. And anybody that's kind of given me pushback on the busy thing, I've just responded back by simply asking, do you wash your face and brush your teeth in this busy season of life? And they always answer back, well, of course. Okay,
Yeah.
well, all I'm asking you to do is to wash your face with something
And
else.
if they don't, then you're like, okay, that's okay.
Right, you're a nasty girl anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so don't forget, you guys, this is all being recorded, so you can come back, but she sends the skincare strip of whatever their skincare is, and she pays for that and sends that through CDS, 5 of them. She sends 5 of them, right? And then depending on what strip you're sending them, you guys, so you're gonna send the peel and the microderm as your free samples, or the charcoal mask and one of the others as their free sample.
And the reason I stopped doing the oil-free eye makeup remover, the result, I had my own trial results. The result was shocking to me. Based on the cost of it, I was selling so few oil-free eye makeup remover. And I think there's a couple of things that came into play with that. Number one is I think they had plenty left because that deluxe mini is quite a bit. But I also was not getting super positive response. And I think it's because the deluxe mini is hard to dispense it out of. It doesn't squeeze like our regular big one.
Right.
And I don't know, I just wasn't getting great feedback from that. And I just decided that $4 cost was way too
Not worth
expensive
it.
to not be selling any more of those than I was. And so now through a process of suggestive selling, once they come back and they want the whole set or whatever, then I've started asking, hey, tell me a little bit more about what you're using to take your eye makeup off with. And honestly,
Yeah.
I've sold more oil-free eye makeup remover since I stopped putting it in the trial than I was before.
So you guys, you're going to see in the boards, okay? So she has all of the follow-ups. Nancy, you have all of the follow-ups, all of the scripts. You have your process.
Well, sort of.
Okay.
It won't take me but about 2 seconds to run through the process. And I
Good,
do
because I want you to run through the process, and then I want you to talk about your team building, because that has escalated more than ever in your career from this. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So here's the process. I'm going to give you the high points, and then you're smart enough, girls, that you can figure out how to implement this. So the very first thing I do is I ship the trial. I either do that through Pirate Ship, and that's on a rare occasion, or through CDS, but I love both of those because I can track them. Do not assume that because they're being shipped right now from Mary Kay that they're getting there through FedEx in a timely fashion. It is worth getting up every morning and making it part of your morning routine to go to your CDS orders and check those and figure out where they are.
Okay.
That's super, super, super important. You would assume that when they receive it, they would let you know that. That is not always the case. So on the day that it's going to arrive, I usually say, hey girl, it looks like your trial's out for delivery. Super excited to get you started. Please let me know when you get it. Or if it's on a weekend and I haven't been, completely on top of that and it already has been delivered. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Looks like your trial hit your doorstep. Have you had a chance to open the box? Right? Once I have confirmed that she has received it, there are no instructions in the box, and I haven't sent her any yet on purpose, because I want to know what day she's going to start so that I can begin to track that process. Once she's received it, I ask for her birth date so that I can get her trial registered. And then I send her detailed instructions. Those are on my board.
You ask for her birth date?
So then now I have the birth date.
Duh,
Right.
that's so good because otherwise we don't get the birth date. So we don't have that for our records. So
Right.
that seems
And
smart.
actually, in the Google form she fills out for me at the end, I get that information, but then it just looks like cross reference. But it's a way for me to register her trial. So I just ask
Register
for
her
birth
trial.
date so that I can go ahead and register your trial. And then I send her the detailed instructions. Those are on my board. And I am very clear that she uses these products exclusively and not in conjunction with any other products that she might be using for the 5 days that she's agreed.
Okay.
I have all of this on a master calendar so I know what day she started. Then I check in on day 3 to get a mid-trial assessment. Again, that's on my board. And then I check in on day 6 to establish the fact that she's completed it and to ask if she would like the survey sent via email or text. Now, I have a survey that I have created. No, I did not create it. Please don't ask me how it was created or how to do it. If you want my VA's information so she can create one for you, you're welcome to do that. I have no idea. I just know that it's a Google form and it goes to my email and I see the results. So I ask her, does she want that link sent to her via email or text? And then once she tells me where to send it, I ask her, would she be able to complete it within the next 24 hours? Because that's super important. If she's like, I'm traveling for the weekend, then I'm going to wait and send it to you on Monday. Would that work? I want eyes on the road when I send that to her so that it doesn't just sit in her inbox and I have to follow up on it 100 times.
These are super smart questions, Nancy. I love it.
So then the survey includes, obviously her personal information for my records. I want to know what brand she was using prior to Mary Kay. I want to know how concerned she is with the whole anti-aging business. I have her explain what the biggest change was in her skin. What product is that do they think that they saw the most benefit from? Would they change or add anything? What products would they like to purchase if they were given a 15% discount on full-size purchases? And the next one is revolutionary. Who would be 2 friends or acquaintances that you think would be willing to participate in our ongoing skincare field trial? I almost always get 1 or 2 people. I don't just simply ask who. I gave them a number because I realized when I started doing virtual events years ago that if you limit it, you don't just have them like play a game with a bazillion people, that if you limit it to a number of referrals, that it seems more exclusive. And so when I ask her, who do you know? Do you have 2 friends or acquaintances that would be willing to be a part of our ongoing skincare field trial? They almost always fill those in. And then I also wanted this to evolve into foundation and color. So I asked them, have they been shade matched in the last 3 months? Would they be interested in a complimentary shade match, which I just simply send the link to our shade matching tool. I ask them how satisfied they are with their current makeup routine. And would they be interested in a virtual color tutorial? And I can also send Heidi, I can send you my link to my Google form so you can see what it looks like. And I don't know how you'd want to distribute that, but I can send you the link to that. So what I shared with Heidi is that this has really translated very well to team building for me. And part of it is that at the end of my Google form, it immediately asks them if they would like to become a part of my rewards program. And the rewards program is just simply a short video where they get to hear a little bit more about Mary Kay, information about the career opportunity. And then they fill out another survey. and that gets them coupons for a year. And so partly several people have just opted into that. And then in there, they're like, yes, I'm very interested. Tell me more. However, probably the biggest difference for me in how this is translated to team building is that in this time, it isn't somebody that I just checked out at an individual close at a party, or somebody that was on a Facebook party that I've never laid eyes on and she made a purchase through my website. For 7 days, 5 days, 7 days, 8 days, whatever, I have developed a relationship with this woman. I know what skincare she used to use. I know what she's liked about the experience. I know what she hasn't liked about the experience because they're very free with that information. I've helped her to fix some things. Maybe we've had to tweak some things. So she's beginning to trust me now. In the course of that, I feel like one of the things I'm really good at is asking questions and building relationships. And so I ask about things far beyond her skincare. I try to get to know her, try to get to know what she does for a living, how her, does she have children? What season of life is she in? I feel like that's just part of building a great client relationship, whether she would ever be my team member or not. And so in that relationship building, I am discovering a lot of people that have great need for something besides just great skincare, that they have great need for something else in their life. Almost exclusively by text. Shrila just asked, how do I do that? Almost exclusively by text. However, I have noticed that more than ever, as I'm trying to help them determine what would be their next best step for skincare, that lots of times they have questions that just can't be answered in a text message. So we will have a phone conversation, which in my opinion is still the best way to build a relationship. I don't have as much luck with Facebook Messenger, but I'm going to be super transparent here. I've managed to do all of this and do all of this reach out in just my phone contact list for the last 6 months. I have almost 4,500 people in my phone contact list. It's taken me this many months to work through it. I'm getting into the S's, so I'm going to have to move to social media. And a couple of my offspring have already made that leap and have said that Facebook Messenger, they're not getting the same percentage of yeses because it's a little bit cooler outreach. So we'll see. But I would like to share, Heidi, just because I'm a numbers girl and I have proven these numbers really over and over and over again for the last few months. So I've noticed that 32% of the people that I reach out to say yes, that they will participate. So I'm working on a lead sheet of 25 people, and every lead sheet, I almost get 6 to 8 yeses. But that is working those through 5 attempts.
Yep.
And we all know that, that first one, you're barely going to get anybody. That second one, I really have kind of noticed that after the third attempt, that seems to be the golden egg right there, is that's when I get the most yeses. So 32% of the people are saying yes. About 35% of people are buying. And my average sale is about $140. So one of the things I've just been training my people on is tell me how much you need to earn. And let's work that backwards, right? Not everybody's going to buy. Not everybody's going to say yes. But what does that look like? And then in my unit right now, we are focusing exclusively on the number of asks per day and then letting the process work. So if 32% are going to say yes, 30 to 40% are going to buy, and this is what my average purchase are, then you tell me every day, how many asks do you need to do? And I literally get up and I'm in my office, and my first 2 to 3 hours are just asking and reminding and asking and reminding.
Sure. The process. Oh my goodness. This is so good. This is so good. And now, how many qualified team members do you have right now for this
For
year?
the year, I just got number 16.
Just got number 16.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's the best that you have had at this point in your career, right?
I've never done, okay, this is 37 years. I've been in court of sales so many times.
Yeah.
I've never done court of sharing.
This is so fun. Nancy, thank you so much for being so prepared. And thank you for being willing to take your time out of your schedule to train all of these people that you don't know and that, you will never make any money on. And
Girl,
so
it's what you do every week.
we are going to put this on view. Nancy, do you have like 5 minutes that you could hang on if people wanted to affirm you or ask you any questions?
Yes, absolutely.
If you have to get off, go ahead and get off, you guys. It's totally fine. I'm going to put us on gallery. Nope, I can't do that. So Kim will have to take us off of that. So if you have a quick question, like I said, she's going to get us the boards. You can listen to this recorded. I'm also recording it on my Voxer. So I can just send you the Voxer message too. But do you guys have any questions or any affirmations for Nancy from what you heard this afternoon?
Hi, Nancy. My name is Diana. Thank you for this so much. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I despise shipping samples to people. And the fact that you can do it CDS, I never even thought of that. So thank you for that.
And it's a little bit more, but just not enough to matter. I mean,
Yeah.
I figure my time run into the post office is worth something, right?
Yes, amen to that. I love your process. With the 5 days that you reach out, like, are you focusing on just simply how much money do you need to make each week? And that is the number of asks that you do that week.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of goals, a whole bunch of goals. And so I know that speed of the leader is the speed of the game. And I know that the quality of team member, not only am I finding more team members, but the quality of team member that I'm finding in doing this is amazing. And I'm also finding that this process does translate really well, and they're getting immediate results from this. And because they just bought skincare, they're now convinced their friends will too. It's just the most unbelievable process from start to finish. So honestly, Diana, yeah, I'm just, I know what I want to sell. I know what my team building efforts are, and I know how that needs to translate to my unit. And I know this seems crazy, but when I'm working at my height, my unit does too. When I slack back, so do they. I don't know how they know that, but they just know that. It's like osmosis. But so yeah, I'm just really focusing on, and like morning time, being proactive and doing outreach. And then in the afternoons, that's when I'm doing my coaching and kind of follow up with my customers and my unit members.
Thank you, Diana. Great questions. Okay, anybody else? We have 2 more minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna go. It's Monique.
Yeah.
Nancy, I just want to say thank you for figuring out what works for you with your desires. Like Mary Kay always said, God first, family second, career third, but you are truly honoring as a leader, like what is important in your life, and you're working your business around that, which then gives us permission to remind ourselves that we can do that and still be amazing and winning all the time. But it also is trickling into your unit and then doing it as well. And so I think that's awesome. I think you're brilliant. I like all the things that you said, but I just love the way that you think and how you make that a priority, because I think that's really important.
I have a sweet new gal that is in my unit, and she is going back to take her CPA. She'd about let herself off the hook and has decided to go back and do it. Well, the amount of studying is insane. And she's a fairly new consultant. And we both agree, because she's continuing to do trials, that with the studying required for the CPA, that if she were trying to do this in a traditional way, go out and hold appointments, even virtual appointments, she would have had to really step back from her Mary Kay. And the last 3 weeks, she's had $500 a week, $500 a week, $500 a week while she's studying for the CPA, because she sets aside some time every week to ask for trials. They come in, she ships them out, she follows up. And she's honestly doing all of her follow-up at her lunchtime, her 30-minute lunch, or at her JOB. So
Love that.
Hey,
Okay.
Nancy, do you have time for one more?
Go ahead, Brandy.
Nancy, couple things. You said a lot of the people that you have contacted were people that have ghosted you. Are you still seeing some of that? I mean, is that a high percentage because they ghosted you, or?
It's just crazy, the people that are saying yes. As a matter of fact, while we've been on, I had an old neighbor that I lived next door to her for 11 years, and she never gave me the time of day. And this morning I thought, what the hey, I'm going to ask anyway. And do you know what she just texted me back? Oh my gosh, girl, I miss you. I would love to do that more than anything. Well, I don't know where you were for the 11 years I lived next door to you. And you said no to every Christmas open house and every party I ever did and everything I ever did. But now you want to do a trial. Heck yeah, girl. So, maybe I'm just so focused on all the people that are saying yes that used to say no that I haven't really noticed. But here, let's do the math. 32% of people are saying yes. So I'm still getting no's, still getting ghosted. I'm still getting a lot of, I love what I'm using. But let me tell you, I've gotten a little bolder about that. When they text me back, girl, I love what I'm using. Thanks for asking. I want to know. I want to know what they're loving and what they're using. And so I've just been really bold and said, girl, I love that. No worries at all. I'm just super curious. What are you loving? What are you using?
Yeah.
Are
Why
you-
not?
I've
are you-
just gotten a little bolder too. Yeah, I don't know. That didn't
With
really
your
answer your
unit?
question.
Well, that was part of it, but with your unit, how do you really, knowing that it's like $11 average to really, because in order to get that number, I would have to say that they have to at least give 10 a try so they can see 3 out of 10, to get their money back. How many
Don't
people
worry about that.
in your unit?
Okay, because let me tell you why I don't worry about that. Because when we were teaching people to get in their car and go hold a party, did we ever worry about how they were going to get reimbursed for their gas, how they were going to get reimbursed for the Burger King that they did on their way? How were they going to get reimbursed for the samples and the setup and the time and the babysitter and all of that? We didn't worry about that. We just told them to go hold parties, right? So let the process work, Brandy. Don't worry about that. You're taking on something that's their business. This is how we do it, right? And they'll get results. I promise you that. And I'm gonna tell you something else I've done. I went back to a bunch of consultants that were T status and I status that were just personal use. And I started really digging in. And you guys, you know what's scary and sad? They're not using Mary Kay.
Right.
And we all know if they were using Mary Kay, they would be ordering more than once a year. And so guess what I've done? I've gone back to my inactives and my T status consultants, and I've asked them if they would participate in a skincare trial. Like, I'm like, girl, what are you using? They're using everything but Mary Kay. They can get
Yeah.
it at half off. We assume when we're like, hey, girl, it's going to be a great time to stock up on your favorites. They don't have any favorites. They're not using our product.
Yeah. You guys, this is so good, but I really have to go in 3 minutes. So I have 3 things that I want to show you. Yay, Nancy. Thank you so much. I hope you guys were like so blessed from this. So good. Okay. So Kim, we have a couple of slides that we want to make sure that they know about. I don't know what they are because I forgot because I was so enthralled with Nancy. So I don't even know what we're showing you. Okay, the 10,000 and above Zoom. If you did your 10,000 or higher in the month of February, make sure you fill out the form. Save the form, you guys. It is the same form every single month. And that is Tuesday, March 11th. If you, in the next one, we don't have a picture for it yet, but it is April 8th. It's always the second Tuesday in April. Okay, so mark it on your calendar. Make sure that you plan on earning it. And then Kim, there's something else, right? Or nothing else? Oh, yeah. Don't forget that we have the spring fling that you guys are invited to from Kristen Sharp and Brittany Jenks. And then we have the red event tonight. All of you guys are invited to that. That Zoom information is in the Voxer group. Okay. That's what you simply said to your red jackets. There's no registering for it. If they're in red, they just get to get on it. And then, hey, Lori Hogg is doing something for us, you guys. Whoever participated in the Lori Hogg events in the past, you are invited to this for free. For free. She's not charging us for this. Now, this is what I am doing for my unit members to earn it. And you can do it any way you want, but this is how Sue, Lisa, and I are doing it. That they have to place a 700 or be a third quarter star, or it's Perfect Solutions is what a Perfect Solutions is 15 faces, 5 career chats, and placing a 350. Okay, that's what I consider a Perfect Solutions. 15 faces, 5 career chats, placing a 350 in the month, they would be able to earn it. Or if they add a new team member, they can earn it. And then their new team member gets to earn it too. So there's the date, April 14th at 7:30 p.m. Central. So we have your information. If you have already participated in Lori Hogg and ever paid, Kim has your email address. And so she will send you the link when we have it, but you can absolutely use that flyer. And Kim, you will send them that flyer too through email. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so that way you guys can have it, and you can freely invite your unit members to be trained by Lori Hogg. It is not a guest event. It's not a guest event. I don't know if you guys got this, but maybe Mary Kay sent it out. I don't know. They just told the Nationals this morning, but we do have leadership conference dates, January 17th through the 20th in Nashville. January 17th through the 20th in Nashville, and everybody is together. Okay, so we do have those dates for your planning. All right. Thank you so much, Nancy. That was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, you guys. Thank you so much for taking your time and getting on. And God bless whatever you want to call this multiplication march. Bye, everybody.